Good evening. Today we will be performing How to Kill a Mockingbird by Bradley Walton.
Hey Dusty.
Hey Jamie.
Are we the only ones here so far?
Yep.
Huh. Weird. I'm usually late for everything.
You are late. It's just that everybody else is later.
That sucks. Now I have to wait for them instead of them waiting for me.
Here's Aubrey.
Hey, are Carrie and Blair here yet?
Nope.
Wow, weren't we supposed to meet like 15 minutes ago?
Yep.
I just got here.
You've been waiting long, Dusty?
Long enough to order a coffee and drink most of it.
I never figured you for a coffee drinker.
Neither did my mom. I have a 4 cup a day habit now and it totally freaks her out.
Sweet.
So, how's the coffee here?
Tastes kind of like caffeinated mud.
Then why are you drinking it?
Didn't you just hear me say it was caffeinated?
Hey guys, sorry I'm late.
Don't worry about it.
Where's Carrie?
Obviously someplace that's not here.
Is she still coming?
She'd better be. This place was her idea.
She's usually pretty reliable.
She used to be. Then she went and got a job. Now she sleeps through most of her classes, and I think she turns in about as much homework as the rest of us.
Bummer. I was kind of hoping she'd, be on top of this assignment we're doing.
Have you tried texting her?
I don't have her number, and even if I did, the wireless reception down here sucks.
Sorry.
Where have you been, Carrie?
I took a 10-minute nap that lasted 30 minutes. Dusty, are you drinking coffee?
Yeah.
I would have never figured you for a coffee drinker, but the coffee sucks.
Then why'd you suggest we meet here to work on our group book report?
There's virtually no wireless reception, and the food is awful. I figured there wouldn't be any distractions and we might actually get some work done. Remind me to never get assigned to a group project with you again. Sorry, but our group presentation is tomorrow. We're down to the wire on this and we need to get it done. So, anybody got any ideas on what we should talk about?
No.
Bummer. Well, I guess, what do you think of the book?
It was, Yeah, it was all like, and the characters were all...
Totally!
Nobody read it, did they?
Not really.
I figured you did.
I put in a bunch of extra hours at work the last 2 weeks. I have video games I need to play.
I had to, do stuff.
This thing is due tomorrow.
I don't believe this.
So out of luck.
I'm gonna fail because none of you read the book.
You didn't read it either, Dusty.
Yeah, but I never read the books, and everybody knows it. Some of the rest of you read the books sometimes.
I didn't have time to
Usually
read
I
this
just
one.
pretend.
They've adapted them into video games if
I
they
look at
expect
the
us to
pictures
care.
sometimes when they have pictures. Not so much when they don't.
Okay, everybody just be calm. We still have time. I don't have to be at work for a couple of hours. We can do this.
Yeah, right.
Everybody get out your copy of the book. Anybody?
I never actually took it out of the classroom.
I threw mine in the trash.
I think it's somewhere under the clothes on the floor in my room.
My dog threw up on mine.
Where's yours, Carrie?
I thought it was in my car, but I haven't been able to find it.
Great. So not only do we not have ideas for our group project, we have no copies of the book our project is supposed to be about, and none of us have read the book. Why did any of us even bother showing up here?
I was hoping you read it.
We're doomed.
Well, what can we figure out about the book based on the title? What was the title?
You don't know the title, Jamie?
I'm too busy playing video games on my phone in class to pay attention.
Something about killing some bird, isn't it?
Yeah. How to Kill a Mockingbird.
What? No!
Yeah, it is.
Killing aliens would be so much cooler. Dusty, I don't think...
I'm right. I know I'm right.
I don't think the word how was part of the title.
But that would just be stupid. To Kill a Mockingbird? That doesn't make sense. It's like not even all of a sentence.
I remember the cover of the book, and I'm sure the title was just To Kill a Mockingbird.
Then you must have gotten a defective copy or something, because I'm telling you, I never read a book with a title that didn't make sense like that. So it has to be How to Kill a Mockingbird. There's nothing else it could be.
Come on, Dusty. We've never been assigned a how-to book in English class before.
Especially about how to kill something.
They serve burgers in the cafeteria. Burgers are meat. Meat comes from dead animals, so obviously the school supports killing dead animals, and mockingbirds are animals.
Mockingbirds must be a pretty major threat if they're teaching us how to kill them in English class. I mean, we usually just study words and junk instead of combat techniques. Maybe we should actually read the book. It might be cool!
I don't
have
computer
to
combat
mind
simulations.
Yeah, you're all probably right. Heck with it. It's just a stupid book. There's probably videos on the internet that cover the same thing. If I ever think I'm going to get attacked by mockingbirds, I'll look one up.
Hey, we could look up one of those videos about birds now. It could be our research for our project.
Except that this glorious below street coffee shop where Carrie suggested we meet has no internet and the cell phone reception is lousy.
I'm sorry. I thought meeting here would be a good idea.
You know, Dusty, if you really want to look up an internet video on your cell phone, you could always go outside where the reception's better.
It's raining.
You know, I was kind of hoping this group project would maybe not go like this.
Stupid teacher. Putting us in this position, I could be at home right now spending quality time with Call of Duty.
I don't even know what mockingbirds look like or what they do. Do they eat sheep and babies and stuff?
Come on, Aubrey. They look like birds and they mock you. Isn't that obvious? Mocking bird?
I don't speak bird.
Me neither. So what?
So if we're being mocked by mockingbirds and we don't speak bird, then how do we know they're mocking us?
They probably use a totally disrespectful tone of voice.
Like a really snide chirping.
All bird chirping pretty much sounds the same to me.
That's only because you don't pay attention.
Do you?
Of course not.
If we can't tell, then why does it matter?
I ain't having some dumb bird giving me lip.
But if you don't know, what difference does it make?
It's about pride and self-respect. If some bird isn't going to respect me, why should anybody else?
It's just a bird, Dusty.
That's right. It's just a bird. And if it can't be nice, I'm going to show it who's boss.
But if you can't understand it, how do you know to show it who's boss?
You assume the worst and kill the snotty little bugger before it can mock you.
But if mockingbirds look like birds and sound like birds, and other birds look like birds and sound like birds, and we can't tell them apart, does that mean we're supposed to kill any bird that's making noise just in case it's a mockingbird?
War is dirty business, Aubrey.
I wonder what kinds of thing a mockingbird says when it mocks.
I bet it's trying to pick fights.
You think?
Yeah, I think the teacher said it picks fights with other birds.
I don't remember that.
I'm sure I heard the teacher say, "Attack us, Finch." And I think a finch is another kind of bird. So the mockingbird is trying to start a fight with a finch.
No, I kind of remember that, and I think she was saying Atticus Finch.
Carrie, you sit right next to me. You've pretty much slept through class the past 2 weeks. You've been paying less attention than Blair. Because Atticus Finch just doesn't make any sense. Now, attack us, Finch, that makes a lot of sense. So if the mockingbird is trying to provoke fights with finches, then it's probably trying to pick fights with people, too. And it probably doesn't think people will actually attack it because the finches don't attack it.
And how exactly do you know the finches don't attack the mockingbirds?
Because if the finches did, the mockingbirds would be dead, and we wouldn't have to be learning how to kill them in English class.
Okay, that makes sense.
Can I get you all something?
Yeah, I want some coffee.
Sure, I can get you some more.
This isn't coffee I've been drinking.
It's not?
No, you may think it is, but it's actually dark sludge beverage.
You're not satisfied with the coffee.
I just said it's not coffee.
It's dark sludge beverage.
So I'd like some actual coffee.
I'll see what I can do.
This stuff is almost as nasty as your makeup. What? We were all wondering if you smeared potted meat on your face this morning to make sure you got a kiss from your dog when you got home.
That was kind of mean.
I can't believe you just insulted the waitress like that.
I'm getting into the mind of the enemy. If it bothers you, then you can apologize to her when she comes back.
I'm not apologizing for you.
Then quit complaining.
The waitress is the enemy?
No, I'm pretending to be a mockingbird.
By being insulting and confrontational?
Yeah, I'm mocking people.
So waitresses are like finches?
Exactly, and I am the mockingbird.
So we have to figure out how to kill you?
Exactly.
You know, a whole book on how to kill a mockingbird seems kind of like overkill. I mean, don't you kill a mockingbird like how you kill anything else? Shoot it or drown it.
This is real life, Jamie, not a video game.
So,
What if the mockingbird was a fish?
then it wouldn't be a mockingbird.
But what if it was anyway?
But it wouldn't be.
Just go along with the thought, okay? What if the mockingbird was a fish? Would you be able to drown it then?
No.
Okay, there you go. So that rules out drowning. Now as to why we can't shoot the mockingbird, I think that's pretty obvious.
Why?
Do you have a gun?
No.
Then shooting the mockingbird isn't gonna work, is it? People have to be able to defend themselves against these evil birds, whether they own a gun or not. We're talking personal safety gear.
If the mockingbird just mocks you, how does that make you unsafe? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. You know, stuff like that.
Because if the mockingbird gets you riled enough, it can make you do crazy, stupid stuff and put your life in danger.
What kind of crazy, stupid stuff?
See the geezer there?
What did you just call me?
A geezer.
I am not a geezer.
You're old, right?
I have more life experience than all of you put together.
Then you're a geezer.
You should respect your elders, kids.
We'll respect our elders when they understand that if they're our elders, then they're geezers.
Watch that mouth or someday someone's gonna teach you a lesson.
What? Are you going to sink your dentures into us?
I might.
You would. There's no way you can skin that baggie and not be a zombie.
You want me to throw this cup of hot coffee?
You want us to sue you if you do? I arrest my case.
What do you mean you rest your case? You just totally mistreated an old person.
And did you see what happened?
You made us look like a bunch of jerks.
The geezer got totally stupid and threw his coffee on the ground.
And that endangered his life somehow?
He could have burned his ankles and gotten a blister. Maybe picked up an infection and died. That's the kind of thing mockingbirds can do to you if you're not careful.
When did you become the expert on mockingbirds?
Since I started thinking like one.
What, like 10 minutes ago?
Right on, Blair. And I'm starting to see why they want us to read this book in school, because I was totally channeling the spirit of the mockingbird there, and the geezer was totally defenseless against me.
Because you're a person and you threatened to sue him if he threw coffee at you. If you'd been a bird, he'd have gone ahead and done it.
How much coffee is on the floor there?
Hardly any. I think you already drank most of it.
Right. If I was a real mockingbird, it wouldn't have done any good against me. So lesson number 1 here is that if you're going to kill a mockingbird with hot coffee, then you need to have hot coffee first.
That seems kind of obvious.
What else have you learned about mockingbirds by putting yourself in their heads?
Mockingbirds are mean little suckers.
Do tell.
What else?
There is nothing that a mockingbird won't say. Nothing. There's no line they won't cross. Nothing is sacred to them. They will find your buttons and they will push them like a monkey in a missile silo. They need to be wiped out. For once, I have to give the school credit. This is something we're actually going to use in real life.
But we've never really needed to kill mockingbirds before.
We never realized what might be up with chirping birds before.
It's not like we go outside and all of a sudden we've got disrespectful chirping coming from all sides.
Maybe it's a new infestation that hasn't reached here yet, but it will soon. Maybe they're coming from Europe or something.
Darn Europeans.
But the book has been around for ages. Why haven't we heard about this problem before now?
Maybe they only migrate a few feet per year?
Could be.
I'm feeling the need to kind of get a copy of this book and read it.
Me too, sort of.
I'm feeling vaguely motivated.
If I was able to find it, I could maybe get through a few pages on my break tonight.
It would involve actual reading, and I'm just not up for that.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not really that motivated.
Who am I kidding? I don't have time to read. I am so doomed.
Not if we get this figured out, you aren't.
So besides hot coffee, after you make sure you got hot coffee, how else do you kill a mockingbird?
I bet hot chocolate would work.
Hot beverages in general. Yeah,
What about a cold drink?
Not unless it was frozen solid and you launched it from a slingshot.
that would work.
If you were using soda, should it be Coke or Pepsi?
I doubt there's been any research on which one is more aerodynamically stable.
That would be one of those incredibly interesting questions that could get me really fired up about school if I actually cared.
Let's just assume that for all practical purposes, any kind of frozen liquid would work.
Should it come from a can, a bottle, or a fountain?
Again, let's just assume that it doesn't really matter.
What if you threw the soda at the mockingbird while it still was in the can or bottle?
That would do some damage if you scored a direct hit. You gotta be careful though that the can or bottle doesn't burst and shoot back all over you.
I like soda.
We're glad, Claire. Thanks for sharing that.
No, I mean, if I've got a can of soda, I'm going to want to drink it, not throw it at a mockingbird. Can we scratch this one off the list?
It's a common object that can be thrown like a rock. This is standard first line of defense stuff.
Bummer.
Gotta be prepared to make sacrifices.
Stupid mockingbirds.
How about scaring it to death?
Sure, why not?
It's straight out of the book. I know I heard the word boo a couple of times in class discussions.
Do you just jump out from behind a bush and say,